Steve Forbes joins the program now, the Forbes media chairman. And where are you on this, Steve? The idea that, well, we still have job growth, but it's slowing. We have a ways to go till we get to the vaccine's full rollout. So that means we need more stimulus. Does that make sense?
Only partially, because you see a real dichotomy, a real division between blue states and red states and how they're reacting to the spike in the coronavirus. And that's why you saw the slowing in the job growth. Not only did you have 100,000 census workers no longer employed by the government, but you had a real slowdown in restaurants and bars and seasonal holiday workers. It would normally be several 100,000. People are now staying away from the stores. But then you see the real sharp division between a red state like Florida and a blue state like New York in terms of unemployment. So in terms of a stimulus bill, doing something for small businesses, absolutely necessary. I'd go along with another check of $1,500, $2,000 for individuals, lower-income individuals, like we did in the spring. But after that, you don't have to do that much more. The key thing is keep those small businesses going, give another relief package to individuals. And this economy, if states will allow it, will get back on track really very vigorously. So the key thing is for states to get their act together and not behave like Los Angeles is doing now.
I noticed Larry Kudlow in Blake's piece did not bring up the $1,200 checks or even more for individuals, instead talking about the Paycheck Protection Program, money for small business, actually talked about extending unemployment insurance, which is not something that all conservatives or Republicans are necessarily on board with, the enhanced unemployment insurance from the federal government. What's your view on that? You'd rather see the money go directly to individuals? Is that what you're saying, if you had to choose?
Absolutely, because that's broader based, gives substantial relief, doesn't distort the labor markets in any way or different costs of living in various parts of the country. So go across the board. And if you make it generous, that'll allow people to start paying bills that may have accumulated, get them to spend more during the holiday season. Then it's a one shot and it's done. So go that way. And I think that would be the best tonic for the economy rather than trying to fool around with the labor markets.
Well, the economy might need some tonic, and there's certainly a case for it. The stock market, on the other hand, has really been something else. Any surprise from you or any comment in general on the Dow now at 30,200, up another 250 points today, even with, as we'll talk about in detail in a moment, all the virus numbers, even with the slowdown in jobs, or maybe because of it, because it's counting on more stimulus. But it's really something else. What do you make of the stock market?
Well, the stock market is anticipating that the new administration won't be as destructive as feared before November, that the Republicans will retain control of the Senate. If the Republicans lose both of those Georgia seats, you're going to see the market really tank. So the market's anticipating a good result in Georgia, and that the Republicans will be vigilant about some of the regulatory things the Democrats may want to do that would slow the economy. But the key thing is, Blake, in terms of dealing with the stock market, you can't be a timer. For your retirement funds like 401ks or IRAs and things like that, keep putting in the money in good times and bad, and only do the timing with the rest of your portfolio, but don't muck around with your retirement funds. If you just leave them alone, go in a few index funds, you'll beat the markets over time, every single time.
Over the long haul, they always go up, don't they, those major averages? If you're not just, but
it's a miracle of America.
It's a miracle of America.
They do go up, absolutely.
Always go up. Steve, good to see you. Have a great weekend. The great Steve Forbes with us.
Thank you.
Thanks, as always, for joining us.